All right, back on the East Coast Showdown coverage here, waiting for placings to happen. But I have two not ECS people to talk to because you guys have had a really fun and exciting year and will continue to have one this year. Khush, Harshil, welcome back, also known as DJ Aura. And I don't know, AKA
I'm just me.
Just Harshil again. No, but you guys were involved with NJ Naach last year. I say involved, director, PR chair, and you guys made a really fun documentary about it. So here at this comp, being back on the vendor side of things, how is that different to being a director?
We've been talking about it all weekend, honestly. It's like it's like a crazy, but like it feels so different now, especially given that like both of us graduated. It just hits different, basically. I mean, going from like being in the comp, like part of board, and now we're like vendors again. It's just like now you see both sides again. It's cool.
Do you think you were prepared for that adjustment, like having done several years as vendors already and still getting some type of experience within the comp to then step up and be director, be PR chair?
I think for sure, because last year especially I did 6 comps. Naach was the last one that we did together too, and like going to every comp and like seeing like the good, the bad, and being able to like go back home and like at our next like Naach meeting, we would be like, oh, we saw this, let's implement this, let's not do this.
The inside scoop.
Yeah, exactly.
Harshil, what did you think?
Yeah, it was like a bittersweet thing because when we were at these comps, we were, again, like he said, we were kind of analyzing everything that they were doing and implementing it in our own kind of process. I say that, and then during Naach weekend, it was just like no sleep, a lot of tired nights, and we were like, man, we missed being on the doing the DJ, the camera stuff.
Yeah.
But it is very bittersweet because when it's all done, you're like, I kind of miss stressing out with all my friends and not sleeping with any with any sleeping on the floor basically, and that was the coolest part. And it sucked in the moment, but then after you just miss it, and it's like, man, like we just wish we could go back.
Well, it gives you something to do with some really incredible people also.
100%.
I mean, NJ Naach last year was its first year as a comp. So a lot of these systems that comps have year to year, you guys were starting from scratch. So walk me through the process of how it was even decided that there was going to be a comp, and then some of those early steps that you had to go through that other comps may not have to.
I think in terms of early steps, it was like my freshman, sophomore year. Even in high school, I was always exposed to like dance competitions and like mixes and stuff, and I always had that like passion in it. I wanted to do it. Before Naach, before COVID, there was another Ross comp, you probably know, Beat of Ross.
Yeah, BOR.
And then right before COVID, it just kind of ended, and like, and then I hit up like the other directors that on Instagram that used to be part of Beat of Ross. Towards the end of my sophomore year, they were all like, we don't know what happened. Like they didn't really help basically with that. So and then last year after ECS, literally on the train back, I said it in the documentary too. I was like, I told Hersh, I was like, do you want to start a dance comp with me? I was like, let's do it. And then he was like, I don't have the time commitment for it. Like he had too much on his plate. And then I think a few weeks after, I got connected with Ananya from Raga, and then we just started. Made like an initial video. Herschel made that one. Posted on our Instagram. I got like 10K views. That's how like we spread the news within Rutgers, and then after that, it was just like trial.
Once you get the name out there, everyone sees.
In the beginning, it's ironic. In the beginning, everybody just thought we were another dance team.
Right.
And I'm definitely not a dancer. I don't know about you, DJ Aura, but I'm not a dancer, right? So just getting the word out there in the first place, being like, yo, this is a competition. Like, all these other teams, you have Sapa, you have Raga, you have all these, the Bungar team, they all go to these competitions, but explain to them, like, we are one of those things, and
we can host too.
We can host too. And then on top of that, the thing that made, I think, everything so much easier is half the brown population in America lives in New Jersey.
Yeah.
And this is not me saying anything weird. It's just a factual statement. And having that support from the South Asian community, from all these communities, and, the dance teams that were a part of it, half of our board was on Raga, you know what I mean? So it definitely made it a lot easier. The support was crazy. Half the RAS alums were, from New Jersey. So it's super, super easy to kind of connect with people and being like, all right, look, like, we're bringing this back. We're going to make it a proper show and not just, play around. And it turned out better than we ever expected. So, and now second year, we're a double bid. So,
and I love that you guys made the decision to like walk everything through the process. I mean, video is something that video photography, media in general is something that's natural to both of you guys.
Yep.
So did it just feel logical to say, hey, let's track our progress and vlog and put this together and then make it a documentary?
So to be honest, I think the process was just me waking up one day and telling him like, can I just want to make a documentary. Like, let me just film this. It's gonna be a good memory piece.
Literally
And
one random morning.
yeah, I just woke up. I was like, I'm just trying to film something. So then, in our like kind of apartment, we always have this thing about just recording memories and capturing memories. So I took it upon myself. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna pick up the camera. It's a little extra work for me, and thankfully, you know, him and Bhavin helped out in the edit. But like, you know, it was just kind of spontaneous, and we were like, all right, let's just do it. And I mean, now we have over 700 views in less than a week on the documentary.
So going back to the comp, what kind of support systems did you guys put in place to make sure that NJ Naach this year, at the end of the season, because it is a double bid, as you mentioned, that NJ Naach this year has another successful season?
I think last year it was like our logistics ran really well. So overall, it was just logistics, finance. Like a lot of our like big chairs really ran really well, and like we wanted like this year to be like that, but even better. So this year, our 3 directors. One is the logistics chair from last year. The other one's the tech chair. And the third one was the social chair. So it was like, we're glad that like all 3 of those new directors are like key components of what we had last year.
yeah,
So they're like, we trust them, and it's gonna be great.
very trustworthy people. And I think that like he hit the nail on the coffin, or the nail on the head rather. And
You just missed the nail.
I'm just hitting the coffin.
Banging the coffin.
Yeah.
I'm just hitting the coffin.
Yeah.
But no, like again, our logistics chairs last year were absolute dogs. They were up. I mean, this was in the documentary so many times, but they were up so late at night. You know, sitting in a hotel gym on the floor trying to get things done. So, you know, and then you have the social aspect and obviously the tech aspect. And the running joke at the end of the weekend was we all just became logistics and tech chairs. You know, so you know, shout out to all the homies that became the logistics group chat at the end of the week.
So you guys have both led a competition. You're back here as vendors. So now back on the outside of it. How do you think of ECS so far? Any props to give to the board team
for
here?
Sure. ECS is always like a big hit in my opinion. Like they're always on top of their stuff. In terms of like, say one thing is like their hospitality. We see
Top notch.
Yeah, their merch is always like
That
top.
Southern
Yeah,
hospitality.
Literally.
Dude,
And
we
then-
walked in, we saw the socks, and I was like,
Dude,
this
those
is
socks
it.
were so good.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm wearing them right now.
Did you guys really?
I'm wearing.
Did you guys get? Wait, hold on. Yeah, you can.
we're
We
right
can kind
now.
of see it. Well,
And the blanket.
the blanket was very
Yeah.
nice. I'm very excited for that
Yeah.
blanket.
And then I mean like Avengers media team like.
Yeah.
I think
this
the
was
one,
hey, great. Not to toot my own horn,
Yeah.
but great media team.
the one thing the reason why we appreciate ECS so much is they were the first comp to give Khush and I a shot. You know, 2 years ago we didn't really
Same here.
do. Yeah. So then
Yeah, exactly.
there you go. So right, 2 years ago we never did any of this dance comp stuff, right? A year, we do it for 1 year. He starts one the year after.
Right.
And then we're kind of just in the scene every single year after that. Who knows what's happening after this year? But that's none of my business to speak about right now. But ECS is always taking care of us. You know, shout out to the homie with Garsh for that one. And you know, this whole comp has been so very hospitable. They take us to Torchies every year. And we look forward to Torchies every year. Don't even get me started on Torchies.
Arnab had some in the pre-show. You'll see some Torchies rappers under the table right now.
Yeah.
So
Even like when I was like starting Naach, like ECS was really helpful. They gave us like a lot of their like schedule sheets, like hospital, like a lot of their like files to like look forward to. So like really.
That's really
appreciate
nice of them.
Yeah, 100%.
can you move your mic back over your mouth? There you go.
yeah.
Boom. Much better. Much better.
Yeah.
All right. Say that again.
One second.
Oh. All right. Cool. So Harshil,
I'll run it.
tell me a little bit about the teams that you saw here. I mean, you're taking photos of all of them.
Of course, yeah.
How did you feel about the lineups today?
Listen, I'm not the most logistical human being in terms of the dance scene. Again, I'm not a dancer, but killer. This whole thing was killer. I mean, it's killer every year. So, you know, I don't got anything specific to say per se, but I do want to say that everybody on stage did kill it. Everybody did so well. Obviously, the home team, Raga. Yo, shout out to Raga. Shout out to all the homies in Jersey. Holding it down for the people. Anyways, I'm going to stop yapping. Go ahead.
Any teams stand out to you while you were watching?
Like you said, of course, the homies over
Oh,
at
of
Raga.
course. Yeah. Play it safe.
UMD.
Yeah, UMD was good.
Yeah. And then
G-
VCU too.
VCU
They're
popped.
pretty. Yeah.
Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
Georgia Tech has
For
got
sure.
it. I feel like, I mean, again, I don't know anything,
Yeah.
but they just
Purdue
look
as well.
cool.
I thought was like they were a hit too.
Yeah. Who's the? No, the Diora was exhibition, right? Yeah, Diora.
Spoilers. Don't. We blacked it out on the live stream.
Oh,
Nobody heard that. Anyway,
you didn't hear that.
the NJ Naach documentary, though, We do have a small look at it. For people who haven't watched it the first time, give me just a couple words. What can they expect to go through in watching the whole thing?
You want to go first, or?
You got it.
All right, so I want to say that this is a tribute to everybody who's ever been part of a dance competition, not just Naach. You know, this goes through each emotion of everybody in any dance competition, whether you're a Legends comp, Ross comp, Bungar comp, whatever it is. This really shows the true behind the scenes. It's from my point of view, so you'll hear me kind of intersecting in between here and there, but it really just shows the true testament of directors, how much they have to go through. You know, there's moments where people were crying. I was sleeping on the floor a lot. It was just a lot of one of those moments where it's like, you know what, like, it's hard work and it pays off. And it's a very true coming to age story where, you know, this started from the beginning and now we're just here.
Khush, any thoughts?
Yeah, I'd say this whole documentary, it's like, think of it like you're someone who's never, this one goes out to like someone that's never been in the experience of dance competition, been in the community, or even like dancers, because dancers don't even know everything that goes in, like, to put on a competition.
You only see one side of it as a dancer.
Exactly. Not only that, like, we start from scratch, but like just, it takes you behind the scenes from like 0 to 100 of the whole weekend and like the months leading up to it. So it's just, I'd say it's an hour-long experience.
Yeah.
Definitely. Well, you guys put a lot of hard work into this. The documentary is incredible, and hopefully you guys have created something that will stand the test of time. We have a look at the trailer that Khush very kindly made specifically for this live stream. So let's go ahead and take a look at it now.
Play it.